Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
Welcome to Rock It Right. I am Hurricane Betsy Barnes, also known as Bubbly Betsy Barnes, and Dr. K. Solar is in Las Vegas. She went to the National RFD Rodeo. She goes shopping and enjoys that every year. And so I am flying solo, but not really solo. I have some of my friends that are coming in. So we're going to be talking in a moment with Jonathan Poche. He is with Tiger Roar. I'm sure you've seen it on television with Buddy Sanji. And we're going to be talking about what else, LSU football. If you notice, our traditional red tablecloth is not here because it's a clean slate. We're starting December and we're starting a new era with LSU football. Now, we love our Tigers, and I really think this choice with Mike Kelly is going to be a great one, right?
Right. Now, Brian Kelly, very accomplished, very decorated head coach who's the winningest head coach and active coaches in college football. The guy brings over 280 wins to the table. Very disciplined, which is something LSU desperately needs right now.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the page on the Ed Orgeron era. A guy that did a lot for the program,
yes,
but it just went sour there at the end. Did get to send him off with the win, so that was nice. LSU ends 6-6, bowl eligible, but Coach Brian Kelly will not be coaching in the bowl. So interim head coach Brad Davis, the offensive lineman, will be taking over the duties just for the bowl game. And yeah, it's going to start off anew. He's got to get his coaching staff in here. He's got to get the recruits signed up. And early recruiting, the sign-in period is December 15th, so a lot to be done between now and then.
No doubt. And so what goes with football? Food and tailgating. So we're going to have Chef Amanda Schonberg. She's going to be with us in a few minutes. Then we're going to talk with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm. He is the founder of Advantage Health Solutions, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the opioid and heroin epidemic and the treatment that he offers. And then, of course, Louisiana musicians. You can't have football, you can't have food, you can't have fun without a little music. So we have Kendall Shaffer. We've been trying to get on Kendall's schedule for a while, so we're really glad that he could come. And so, look, it's all new. So normally in December, I'd be wearing red, green, gold, something, but this is all about the purple. Yep. I got up this morning and went, okay, welcome Mike Kelly and his family, and I'm really hoping to meet them, and I would love for his family to come on the show. But, we love our Tigers, right? So we're going to support whoever the coach is. Yep. Until the coach might not be any longer.
Right.
But I love Coach O. I love what he did. I'm still a huge Joe Burrow fan, the whole 2019.
Yep.
But here we go. This is going to be a totally different team in the way that we recruit on a national level. We're not going to be as focused on Louisiana players. If they don't have the academics, there's a chance they're not going to be coming to LSU going forward, because I think he is really focused on, as you said, discipline, academics. And man, he just this week has just come in like I don't even know what. He has come in and taken charge, and he's barely even touched down.
That's right. You got to give credit to Scott Woodward, a guy that took a lot of heat to this process.
Yes.
And LSU administration was just saying, trust in Scott. A guy hires a lot of big names. He goes big game hunting, and he reeled in a big fish. And the list kept getting smaller and smaller with candidates that were possible to come to LSU. And I think Brian Kelly was a name that Scott Woodward kind of talked to early in the process when he told O that they were going to part ways at the end of the season. So we're talking, mid-October. That was the last time Brian Kelly's name was even mentioned.
But it looked like he was on the sidelines for the last game. By the way he and O are talking, it kind of looked like maybe he was on the sidelines. Nobody really noticed him because there's pictures of them standing next to each other. So I'm not really sure.
We're talking about Scott Woodward or Brian Kelly?
Brian Kelly.
Oh, no. It took everybody by surprise with Brian Kelly. Some Notre Dame people came out and said, look, we're blindsided by this. Even had somebody on the staff that was actually walking out of a recruit's home. He had a meeting with his family when he found out, just like we all found out, over social media breaks and, on the cell phones.
Best kept secret.
Look, I would not want to play poker with Scott Woodward. I mean, the guy, if he walks to the poker table, if you want to hold on to your money, you get up and leave. Played everything very close to the chest. He did an outstanding job through this whole process of, really working on his schedule, not feeling for pressure from outside sources or media. He kept a very close circle, and that's kind of how these dealings have to take place.
Yeah.
There was a lot of smoke screens with like Lincoln Riley, and he was possibly coming to LSU, and I think a lot of media around Baton Rouge were kind of sold that Lincoln Riley was going to be the next head coach. Of course, we found out that wasn't the case, and he was going to USC, which, Lincoln Riley.
That's a shakeup. That's a shakeup. Nobody expected that.
Yeah, I mean, the guy takes a much easier path to the playoffs. He's living in Los Angeles. They give him $100 million. They're buying both of his houses for $500,000 over the asking price. So, he's getting his money. Plus, he doesn't have to play the SEC every year. And if you bring back Southern Cal, you're the king of California for a long time.
Yeah, you are. And they have very well-funded backers for their programs.
No doubt. And so does
Playing
LSU.
in the big show.
Yeah. And you mentioned recruiting. And look, Notre Dame's a nationwide job. You can recruit in different areas. You have ties to schools that are in places that, a local school in the Northwest that, LSU has a tough time reaching across the country to get those guys out. But to have the pipeline of talent that LSU is afforded by being in Louisiana, the only flagship university really in the state, Brian Kelly has been turning out top 20 recruiting classes each and every year, and with the talent in Louisiana, I mean, the sky's the limit. The guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but the thing that's eluded him this whole career has been the national championship. And look, the last three coaches for LSU have all won natties, and the last two guys have really just been characters. Like, it was refreshing to see a professional CEO-like business approach to answer these questions today. Well, look, Les Miles was quirky, but Coach O was a whole nother level. So it's going to take some time.
I love Coach O's personality.
I think everybody
I love him. And not everybody can understand everything he said, but I did. I could speak Coach O.
Right, exactly.
But honestly, I think Mike Kelly is bringing a whole nother level. And Scott Woodward, I believe, is a Catholic high school grad.
You got it.
Okay, and then he was at Texas A&M, which everybody, if you've ever watched the show, I come from a long line of Aggies in my dad's family, my brother, my uncles, my cousins. Yep. So when he came, I was like, what's he doing leaving A&M? I love the Tigers, but I love the Aggies too. Yeah. And Scott Woodward, like you said, is a poker player, but he's a tactician.
No doubt.
He's strategic, he's tactical, and he's looking way ahead, which I think not every athletic director, not every coach is looking at what are we going to do 4 and 10 years from now. Right. And I think that Scott Woodward is that person.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Scott Woodward is swinging for the fences, and even when he misses on a Lincoln Riley, still it's a home run on the next pitch with a Brian Kelly. I mean, you cannot find another coaching candidate with a better resume than Brian Kelly had coming to LSU. Self-discipline was the word he used in his press conference today when they introduced him to the media in Baton Rouge. And I think that is the most telling part. Like, you can be an old school, kind of like a hard-ass kind of coach, and that might come across to a lot of kids. But today's day and age, look, millennials, even though I'm a young guy, they're soft. They don't want a guy screaming in their face a lot of times. So for players to hold other players accountable, that's when special situations come out of football teams in all sports. And I think Brian Kelly is really setting the right tone. And it's hard to get a good first impression of a guy when he's standing up there with a suit. You have President Tate, Scott Woodward, your new bosses, and all the media. You don't know any familiar faces in that room.
Nope.
Did a good job answering all their questions, was very clear, very good communicator. And really, you said a clean slate, fresh start. I believe Brian Kelly is going to draw a line in the sand and say, look, if you're with us, you're with us. We're going to go to championships. And if you're not, the transfer portal is right there for you. And
it's kind of like Nick Saban.
Right.
Nick Saban's like, hey, there's 3,000 guys standing here ready to take your spot.
Yep.
If you don't want to follow the rules and you don't want to do it our way and you don't want to do it the way that wins, bye.
And academics is very big to Coach Brian Kelly, which is great, I think, for any student athlete to have a person that's really staying on top of your grades as opposed to also playing football. Because for a few years there in the past, guys coming to LSU knowing they're going to leave early to go to the NFL, sometimes
we only lost about 21 of them before,
And sometimes guys come back and finish their college careers, get their degree, but that's not the norm. That's the exception. Brian Kelly is going to really put a stress on going to class, getting your grades done. Just had a guy this past season, a very talented running back that went to Destrehan that unfortunately could not play for the Tigers this season because of grades, the situation in the classroom.
There's a lot of distractions when you're an LSU football player. Let's not even talk about just the girls. There's a lot of distractions, but we have the infrastructure for the academic support. Bengal Bells, let's not forget Bengal Bells, okay? Huge supporters, huge fundraisers, and now they can probably get together and enjoy their lunches again. But it's all the fans.
Yep.
It's all the fans.
Well, it's an alignment, which is the word that Brian Kelly really used a bunch in his press conference, an alignment between the president and the athletic director and the fans, and all expectations are all set very high at LSU. They talk about a cultural fit. This guy is not like a rockin' Cajun like Coach O was, which everybody loved. I mean, he was one of us. He was a Louisiana guy. Everyone was happy when he had success at LSU.
Yeah.
This guy is different. It's going to take some time to kind of get used to his mannerisms and the way he communicates. But, look, it's all good right now for LSU. It's good timing. They didn't have to wait much longer than the weekend when they finished their last game. And you wouldn't have found another coach with a better resume than Scott Woodward have with Brian Kelly. His family's beautiful. Can't wait till they get them in the community. His wife does great with cancer research. I mean, I'm sure Dr. K and her would really get along.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we are going to talk about it.
It's good for Baton Rouge that family's here now, and I'm really looking forward to next season.
You know, we only have just a couple of seconds left, but at the bottom line, LSU is a business that has everything to do with tourism, that has everything to do with making money for local businesses, hotels, restaurants, all that. We're going to be full. Taft won't have any trouble getting their money this year.
No, there's a lot of dead money out there. Of course, you pay Edo's around $17 million to walk away. I'm sure he's enjoying his vacation right now. But look, the Taft continues to support above and beyond, and Coach Scott, athletic director Scott Woodward, that guy's getting things done. He's raising money. He's cutting through red tape. That is an athletic director that coaches want to come work for.
Yes.
You've seen him hire Jay Johnson from Arizona, Kim Mulkey from Baylor, and now Brian Kelly. You take one of the winningest coaches in college history away from a blue blood program, a national program in Notre Dame. That just doesn't happen. Notre Dame is 6th right now in the college football poll for the playoffs. They have a real legitimate shot of possibly making a playoff game, and he was willing to walk away from all that to come to LSU. Right. It really speaks a lot about the state of the program.
Well, what I love about him, too, is he didn't hire any shy people. They're all bold. They'll tell it like it is. They're not going to mince words, and they're going to get it done. So I thank you for being with us, Jonathan Poche. I appreciate it. And we're going to be right back with Chef Amanda Schonberg. And so hang with us. We'll be right back.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana, a spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before, where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life, where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7, clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians, watch interviews with people in our music community, and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Mcmorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques, including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
Back with Rocket Right. I am Betsy Barnes, sometimes Hurricane, sometimes Bubbly, and I'm here with Chef Amanda Schonberg. And I wanted to have her come on the show. She came on once before, but she has truly been an inspiration to me. I don't have a whole lot of time to bake, but one of the things that she really specializes in are boozy cakes. And so I wanted you to meet her. She's a Partners One member. Partners One sponsored our studio for the last year. And she is one of those people that I would have never met probably had I not gone through Partners One and reached out to meet other Partners members. So thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So you really just take cakes to a whole nother level. Cakes, cookies, desserts, and all of that. So we have a few pictures of her work that we're going to look at in just a moment. But how did you get started baking, and what made you decide to make the cakes boozy? You can do boozy and non-boozy, but your boozy cakes and boozy icing is so delicious. It's addictive, really.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm a proud BRCC graduate, and I went for food service management. And one of the things in marketing is you always want a differentiating factor.
Sure.
So I went to what felt familiar with me. Growing up, my mom used to have one recipe and one recipe only. And it was a pound cake that she poured Di Serono over. So
and tell people what Di Serono is if they don't know.
So Di Serono is an Italian liqueur. It has beautiful notes of cherry and almond. It's a brown, so for all the brown lovers out there.
Yes.
But it is just so delicious. So I said, well, let me start with this. And I started with that and switched it up. Then it was Jack Daniels and Maker's Mark Bourbon and vodka, Captain Morgan, and I just kept going.
You really, though, it's not just you just bake it in the cake. Mm-hmm. You really look at all the different flavor combinations that would go well together. So share with everyone just a little bit about some of the combinations of things that you've done and some of your favorite things to do.
Sure. So I've been blessed to do a lot of things for a lot of different people. Like you said, I do love flavors.
Yes.
So we tend to take it up a notch. We love playing with like Di Serono and almond. Like, you know, down here in the South, everyone loves wedding cake, that
right.
almond flavor.
Sure.
But I want to take it and kind of do something different with it. So we infuse it. Everyone loves chocolate with Maker's Mark Bourbon. So I try to do something that speaks to the guys. I try to have something on my menu literally that speaks to everyone of any generation. So I go back with a little bit of the old school liquors and liqueurs, and then also some of the modern day stuff like Hennessy and stuff like that. But yeah, we really just like to mix and match in the kitchen. I love it. It just brings me a lot of joy.
So one of the things that Amanda has done, there's two things that she's done that has really wowed me. One was she came and Dr. K gave me a party where we learned how to do cake decorating, and she brought the cakes and showed us exactly what we needed to do to make these gorgeous, very intricate, elaborate cakes. They were delicious, but it was a lot of fun to do that. So she does parties if you want to have parties, and it could be with kids, girls' night, family, whatever. And that was a lot of fun, and you had everything so well prepared. And that was a wow. And then you came on our show. And then more recently, just a couple of months ago, Lane Hardy, our American Idol winner, who we all love, he is the sweetest of the sweet, and he's so talented. He decided for his 21st birthday that he was going to, instead of have the typical 21st birthday at a bar or something like that, he decided that he wanted to raise money for Hurricane Ida victims, and he wanted that money, a large portion of that money, to go towards hurricane relief in our area, but he also continued to do it in other concerts. He didn't just do it anywhere. He did it at the Jazz Museum, the New Orleans Jazz Museum, which is the U.S. Mint, for only about 22 people. But it was carried on ABC through Disney, and it was a pay-per-view concert for hurricane relief for his 21st birthday. So Amanda did his birthday cakes. She didn't just do one cake, she did two cakes. And because he was doing an album launch that same night, that same performance, she did a beautiful picture of his album cover, Here's to Anyone. It was beautiful. That's right. It's great music. I mean, it's wonderful music. He put on a concert. He was very moved by what you did. And then she did another layer cake. The buttercream was off the chart. I wish you could have smelled the buttercream. It was so good. And then you had very quickly a happy birthday out of, I think, lucite, custom made for him. And you had very short notice. And you rocked it and delivered it to the Jazz Museum.
Thank you.
You were over the top wonderful. And I think we might have a picture of the cakes. I hope we do. We're going to try and pull that up in some of your other cakes. So there you are with Lane Hardy with the layer cake. And that was at his launch at the Jazz Museum. And you rocked it. And it was just amazing, and he was so appreciative of that. This was a big thing for him and a big thing for Louisiana. So as a woman-owned small business, you really showed up. And here is another one of your cakes that is beautiful and delicious. So can you tell us a little bit about the blue icing? Was that for a birthday or something, a special occasion?
Yeah, so that was actually for a birthday. That is a party girl cake, which is on the inside, it has vodka and sprinkles. On the outside, it has more sprinkles, and it's covered with white chocolate ganache. You know, and I can't take all the credit. You mentioned something when you were showing the earlier cake about the cake and the items that I had custom.
Yes.
As a woman, I try to use other women-owned vendors.
Yes.
And I 100% use Louisiana. So normally when I'm here with you, when I'm out about, the boards that I get are from our locally owned store, which is Party Time. The earrings that I wear are locally owned made. So, and I was just moved by how Lane was. I've done a lot of work for a lot of people, but he had that same spirit.
Yes.
I appreciate him, you know, supporting me and allowing me to, you know, contribute to his day. But it's just all about supporting local business. So I try to do that with my baked goods also.
Well, a whole lot of people watched Lane perform. I mean, a couple million people watched him perform, but you got to be there among the 20 or so of us that were there, and it was just such a special time, and he's such a humble and sweet person. So he represents Louisiana beautifully.
Absolutely.
As do you.
Oh, thank
and we
you.
appreciate that. And so you really go above and beyond, is my point, above and beyond to make sure that each and every cake, each and every experience is something different. And so speak a little bit about some of the things you're doing for the holidays and how people might want to order a boozy or a non-boozy cake, and what you can do for them even going into the new year. And as people, a lot of people get engaged, time for a little wedding planning.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people get engaged. We're very personal with every single order that people get from us. We include a greeting card. We include videos. We take videos of people. We take pictures of people, which may seem small, but during a time like COVID, when so many people couldn't see their loved ones, we would have people leave reviews. We would have people just call us crying, saying, you know, it wasn't just the cake, but you actually took a picture of my grandmother. You took a picture of the elderly person.
Yes.
You know, when I was in culinary school, I took care of my mom. She had dementia. So I know that food is one of the universal things that bring us all together. And a picture is just a memory in time. So every time someone orders a cake, they're celebrating something in life.
Yes.
You know, it could be beating cancer. It could be getting a new job, getting a promotion, a birthday. So I tell people, with me, it's a little bit more than cake. And anytime you hire me, I always feel honored. You know, I still get excited. I'm like, oh, you know, even 6 years in it, just because I love to see people's face light up. So yeah, we also do offer the classes like the one that you participated in. So our sip and sprinkle classes are actually held at another woman-owned business, Robin, who has been so generous, Robin of Bites and Boards. She has a beautiful boutique off of Perkins, and that's where we hold our classes. So anyone in the public, you don't have to be a baker. Sip and sprinkle is perfect for women who just want to get out, girls' night out, bachelorette party, just to get away from your husband.
Do you ever do parties where just
fun.
strangers, like, you know, me and Kay could come and other people we don't know and we'll just all bake together?
Yes, absolutely. So our community classes are listed on Eventbrite, and people love that. You know, they come in wanting something to do, and then they end up learning a new skill, learning a new technique, and then meeting people. So
yes.
The sip is non-alcoholic. We have sparkling apple cider because we want you to be able to drive home safe, but it's just really nice just to kind of play and to learn a new technique, skill, and then everyone takes home their own full-size cake.
Well, I can tell you that she gives you the tools and she shows you how to do it where it looks like you really know what you're doing, and then they turn out beautiful. And I just love the fact that you get joy from other people's joy. You know, I really do, because that's really why we even started the show, is Kay and I meet some really incredible people, and we just wanted to share their story behind the story. So if people want to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
You can visit our website at www.chefschonberg.com. You can always give us a call, 225-590-0364.
And we are going to be sharing pictures of her work and how you can get in touch with her on Rock It Right Entertainment Facebook. You can see her interview and listen to everything that we've talked about on Rock It Right Entertainment on YouTube, as you can all of our guests. And so we just thank you so much, Chef Amanda Schonberg. That's
Schonberg.
Right. So you need to make sure that you're following her. And we're going to be right back talking with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm. Thank you, Chef, for being with us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
We'll celebrate again.
Yes, ma'am.
My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of like been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. Kay Solar.
You're gonna love it.
Join us every week when we cover
everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the Wright sisters.
Politics,
health,
music and entertainment,
local Lagnet.
Rocket Right Radio. You're gonna love it.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7. Clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians. Watch interviews with people in our music community and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Kay Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Kay Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
And welcome to Rocket Right. I am Hurricane, mostly bubbly, Betsy Barnes. Dr. Kay Solar is in Las Vegas at the RFD National Rodeo Show, and she's doing a little shopping. And so I'm really pleased to have our sponsor, one of our sponsors, Dr. Boyd Michael Helm with Advantage Health Solutions. And he and Mary Bird Perkins are bringing this medical message to you. Thank you so much for coming, because it's been hard to get on your schedule. You've got a lot of things going on, but you honestly, just from your heart, opened Advantage Health, Baton Rouge, Advantage Health Solutions, for people that are struggling with opioid and heroin addiction. And there's so many people that nobody ever intends to get addicted to anything. But the numbers nationally are not so good. So, 1 in 6 people. But the numbers in Louisiana are terrible. The number of people that have become addicted, many through no fault of their own, just from a little injury or something like that. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to open a clinic to help people with opioid and heroin addiction.
Okay. Well, I'm an interventional radiologist primarily. That was my primary road to study in medical school. So I did an interventional radiology fellowship after doing a radiology residency. And throughout my practice, I've had occasion, as most of us have in medicine, to whether in moonlighting in emergency rooms or clinics or as we're coming up, I've run into many opioid addicts through all types of sort of stages of life. And I always had a sadness that I felt for those people because they seemed so trapped to me. And then later in life, I had a friend die from a opioid overdose. And I thought to myself, we were good friends and we kind of went in different directions. And now he's dead from an opioid overdose, and I would have never thought it would happen back then, and I guess nobody ever thinks that's going to happen.
Right.
But it touched me, and I don't work so much that I couldn't start another clinic, and I decided, well, I'm going to start this clinic for therapy for opioid addiction, and that's Advantage Health Solutions. And we've been open for about 1.5 to 2 years at this point, and we're just growing. And we primarily treat opioid addiction with buprenorphine or Suboxone and other buprenorphine subtypes.
So it's medication-assisted treatment because it's been shown that there is a much higher success rate of people that don't have the same cravings. Because any drug, alcohol, drugs, other things, it's habitual. It just becomes part of your daily routine. Yes. And, somebody can be in a car wreck, or it could be somebody that in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s has a sports injury.
Yes.
And the next thing you know, it's too much medication. And then, unfortunately, there's also been this kind of backlash on doctors where when they need to give pain medication to people, it's become more and more difficult for doctors to do that.
Absolutely, because the more it's abused and the more overdoses occur, the more doctors try to curb their prescribing.
Yes.
And it's a shame, but they will err on the side of prescribing less and leave their patients in pain because they're afraid to get them addicted. And doctors aren't educated all that well in many cases as to how much you can give before somebody gets addicted. And that's mainly because there's no hard and fast answer for any group of people. That's an individual thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a difficult problem. And what I do, other than just prescribing medication, is that there's an advantage in having a medical doctor who cares about you,
yes,
grabbing you by the hand and walking you through this process. And that's what I do with my patients. I'm much more personal with them than I am with just strictly medical patients. And I'm not a counselor, but what I am qualified to do is see the person and see the patient as a whole. And
right.
So you don't spend a lot of time addicted to drugs before you start getting medical issues.
Right.
And especially when you're injecting IV medications. Hepatitis, HIV, there are a number of infections that can occur.
So when people can't get the opioids, then they're going to street drugs or heroin, and that is a very common when it's the addiction has progressed.
That's right.
Beyond just the initial first few months.
That's right. Most of my patients started out taking legal opioids for pain, back pain, leg pain, post-operative pain, and they got addicted that way. And when the prescribed medication becomes too expensive, they have no choice but to turn to the heroin because they can afford that. And that's when things get hairy because we've all heard of fentanyl by now, and
yes,
that's a drug that in very, very tiny doses can kill a person.
And has killed and does kill daily in Baton Rouge and in Louisiana.
It's the big problem.
It is.
It's many drug users think that they know when there's fentanyl in their drugs, but that's not true. And I tell them all the time, I know you're an expert on these medications and drugs of some type, but most people don't realize how little of that it takes. We prescribe it in the hospital when I do procedures. We prescribe it in micrograms, and these people are getting into the milligram areas, and that's 100-fold higher, so 100-fold stronger. So it's
especially since they're buying it from a stranger.
A stranger.
They
Someone
have no
has no
idea
what they're doing. Right.
So, but there's not any hospital that somebody can't go into and say, I think I'm addicted, I need some help. But after that, they need weeks or months of someone to take them by the hand and say, here's what we can do. Let's do it together. You're not alone. And that's what you do.
That's what I do. That's the satisfying part of what I do. I already have many, many great stories to tell about patients who were just in the dregs and today have a smile on their face. And
yes.
I'm so proud of that. I'm proud that I opened the clinic. If I can do that for even a handful of people, it's worth it. And it's working. And the way I keep them around is I'm friends with my patients. I don't mind saying that. It's important that they trust me.
Right.
And so I come to them as a person that they can trust. I even give my patients my phone number. Now, that's not a standard thing for doctors to do, but I can't have somebody on call for them 24 hours a day, so I stay on call for them 24 hours a day. And they can talk to me about what's going on. And if it's above sort of my knowledge of what's going on with them, then I provide a visit to a psychiatrist or a counselor, someone who can help in addition. So we can also involve other modalities when needed.
And you do have a network of other practitioners, healthcare providers that you work with. But the important thing really is that someone takes the first step, makes the phone call, and says, I think I need help. Because the moment they're thinking, maybe I need help, that's probably the moment they are in denial, and they actually do. But you and I have both lost friends, seen family members and extended family members and neighbors and other people that we've known just struggle. And so it's not just the person that is going through that, it's every person who loves them. Every single person that works with them. It affects every person that they are in their lives. So I want to strongly encourage you that if you feel like you or someone you know is in that season of perhaps they need help now, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to Dr. Boyd Michael Helm with Advantage Health Solutions of Baton Rouge, because it could be the best gift you ever give your children, your parents, your spouse, your loved ones, your coworkers, that you're clear thinking and that you're moving forward. One of the things that you've shared with me that was shocking to me, is the moment somebody puts a needle to their vein with heroin or with any other IV drug that's off the street, their life substantially shortens, and most do not make it 10 years.
That's right. About 10 years is the average once someone begins injecting IV medications on their own. That lifespan is 10 years on average, and that's not a very good lifespan, because mostly we're talking about relatively young people. So it is a shocking thing.
It is. And as young as 12 years old, people can be addicted within 6 doses. So if you're given one every 6 to 8 hours, one pill, one
If you do
dose.
that for a week or two, you're okay. You go past 2 weeks, then you're addicting people, and those are just the facts. Those are the new studies, and it raises eyebrows when you tell people, because you hear about people with back injuries getting roxycodone. 60 of them in a month is not unheard of. 120 in a month is not unheard of. And that's more than enough to get a patient addicted to medication.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, thank you for being with us. We really do appreciate it. And although this is a little bit of a solemn subject, it's really important that through this holiday time, we've all been through a rough couple of years with COVID and hurricanes, storms, loss of jobs, loss of income, things like that. Now is the time to really just lean in, love each other, and get everybody the help that they need. So thank you for being with us. And we're going to be right back with one of our great Louisiana musicians, Kendall Shaffer. And if you love country music, you're going to love meeting Kendall Shaffer. So we'll be right back. Hang tight.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Mcmorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques, including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at louisianatravel.com.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Cade Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Cade Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks. We're ready for your adventure.
I had a meeting with Dr. Barfield, and it kind of just hit me. It probably is cancer. After the surgery, I wasn't scared anymore. I was looking forward to getting started with chemo. Not one time did I get a nurse in a bad mood. I was here for 5 hours at a time, and I did not dread coming. To get people from around the country to come to Baton Rouge, that says a lot right there. That this place is cutting edge.
Welcome back to Rocket Right. We are so glad that you are with us, and we are excited to bring to you Kendall Shaffer. So we have been trying to get on Kendall's schedule for a while, and it's like a Christmas gift to me that you're going to be on the show now. And I'm sorry Kay Solar couldn't be here because she's a Kendall Shaffer fan too, but we are really excited that you could be here. So thank you for coming.
No problem. I'm excited to be here too. I'm glad we ran into each other like a month ago.
We did. Yeah, I was hog tying him like, you got to come on the show. You gotta.
Yeah. She was like, you're not getting away this time.
Nope, can't let you get away.
No, I'm really excited that we finally get to do this, get to fit in the schedule. I've been watching the previous shows, and it's just an awesome thing y'all are doing over here.
Thank you. We love our Louisiana musicians, and you really love Texas country music. And when we met in person, because I've been a fan, where we actually had a conversation about a month ago, you were at an event that David St. Romain, one of our dear friends, our mutual dear friends, was putting on for Songs of Survivors to raise money for music workshops, but Olin Corporation put this on and raised over $40,000. And you and our other good buddy, Chris LeBlanc, we love some Chris LeBlanc,
oh, yeah.
and David entertained almost 300 golfers. It was a sold out deal. And y'all did such a beautiful job. And it was a great way to see a concert at lunch. But you do all kinds of things for veterans, for law enforcement. Mm-hmm. You're just great at what you do.
Anything we can do for the veterans and, like you said, law enforcement, I feel like those guys need to be in mansions. And we should be doing other things. They need to be walking around in the finest suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So anything we can do to help those guys out, we're going to do it.
Lift them up and encourage them.
Absolutely. They need it.
Yeah. So you are traveling all around. You've been, since COVID, restrictions are off, you've been playing around, but you've got some concerts, and you're doing Texas, Louisiana, and other places. Tell us a couple of the places you've been and where you're going to be going.
Well, we're starting to decline in December like we do every year, but we're playing the casino circuits in Mississippi starting in January, and then we're still doing the Texas thing, playing a Cowboy Mardi Gras.
There you go.
In February, so we're excited about that. and you would not believe the amount of people in Texas who love Louisiana music, period.
Because it's the best.
Right. But I love Texas music. I really love the Robert Earl Kings, Aaron Watsons, Cody Johnson. He's done blew up. And when I got the opportunity to finally dig into that scene and get my name in, I went full force.
You jumped in, both feet.
Yep.
So one of the things you mentioned before the show is you're a Leonard Skinner fan.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. You know, I love Southern rock. I love Southern country, Texas, you name it. I just love good live music. I really do.
I feel like I'm the biggest Leonard Skinner fan. I'm probably not, but I feel like I am. But no, I'll visit the Leonard Skinner Monument in Galesburg, Mississippi pretty frequently, and I've developed a relationship with the people who put that on. And I feel like it's been a long time coming. I mean,
why is it taking so long?
The greatest Southern rock band of all time.
Yes.
They finally have a monument up. It's at the place where, not too far away from the crash site, but not really a place to celebrate, but it's a memorial. You come up there and pay tribute, and it's a beautiful thing. So if you're on the way to Galesburg, Mississippi, look at the sign on the interstate and go take a tour over there.
Look, go over there and put on your iTunes and dance to one of their songs out by their monument, because they'd like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, maybe raise a glass.
Oh yeah.
There, toast them.
Bring a Budweiser. That's what they drink. They drink Budweisers.
So I'd love for you to play a little song for us, whatever you'd like to play, because we love your music and we would love for you to do that. And then I want you to tell me a little bit about where people might be able to see you.
Okay, cool deal. I'm going to play my latest song, which was a #1 single in Texas and Louisiana. I want to thank everybody for making that happen, the fans, radio. It's a song I wrote about myself called Rolling Stone.
Awesome.
Well, I've never been the one to settle down. I like to sing my songs in a different town. Chasing white lines, barely getting sleep. Paying my dues and making ends meet. Hey, I'm a go-getter. Hell yeah, I got a need for speed. You can't hold me down, 'cause I cannot be tamed. Hey, I'm a fierce fighter. Hell yeah, I'm an all-nighter. I got rambling fever in my bones. Mama gave birth to a rolling stone. Mama tried to tell me to slow down. I put the pedal to the metal to find my sound. I know the time is ticking and it ain't so slow. Blood, sweat, and beers at the end of the road. Hey, I'm a go-getter. Hell yeah, I got a need for speed. You can't hold me down, 'cause I cannot be tamed. Hey, I'm a fierce fighter. Hell yeah, I'm an all-nighter. I got rambling fever in my bones. Mama gave birth to a rolling stone. I got rambling fever in my bones. Mama gave birth to a rolling stone.
I love that. And I love your voice in that.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
It's a little shorter version. I got a 7-piece band, so there's a lot of instrumentals and stuff going on in the music. And I've really gotten lazy with my guitar playing, so I kind of had to cut that short. I'm sorry if it's not the best version.
I thought it was great.
I appreciate that.
I like your lyrics. I like the licks. I like the way that you did that. And you just have a voice that has this great resonance about it, you know.
Thank you.
You know, it just kind of gets into you and you're like, okay, what next? What next? So where can people come see you to say what's next?
You can find us on Facebook and go on the website, KendallShaffer.com, Instagram. You can look all over the internet. Go on Google, you type in Kendall Shaffer, probably find some stuff you don't want to see.
Hey, but what country music artist would not be, they all have a little controversy. I think yours is probably cleaner than most, but,
Yeah, I definitely live the part, but I try to, leave all that out. We like to have fun.
Yeah, that's right. So if you go to Instagram, it's Kendall Shaffer Country.
Right.
Okay, but KendallShaffer.com is where you can see different shows coming up. So let's say that somebody hadn't quite planned, we're in the early part of December, let's say somebody hadn't quite planned their corporate event, or they want to have a house party, they want to have some people come over. Can you do acoustic, or do you just bring the band, or what can you do if somebody, and fairs and festivals, oh my goodness,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait till 2022.
Yes, indeed. We do everything. I do have a booking agent. Her name's Susan Champagne. She's with Kingsland Entertainment. You can just contact her. Her phone number is on my Facebook page, and it's susan@kingsland.net. And that's how you can book us for anything you have.
So if you want to have a party with your friends, a pretty good sized party, and you want to shock them, let Kendall Shaffer come up in there.
We like to party.
Yeah, you might bring the good time.
Yes, indeed.
So are you going to be traveling much in this month? Or you said it kind of winds down a little
Yeah,
bit.
December we kind of just wind down and do the whole Christmas thing and spend time with family. We got a lot of hunters in the band too. I might make 2 hunts this year. I'm not that big of a hunter anymore. But we just kind of chill out and then get amped up for next year.
That's awesome. So you have a son, you're planning a big Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 9 years old. He's about 130 pounds. He's a big boy.
So Santa's going to be good to all of y'all this year.
Yeah, if he's good. If he's good.
Santa's watching.
Yeah, always.
So let me ask you this real quick. We only have about a minute, but what was your favorite Christmas memory growing up? When you look back and think about as a kid.
Probably when I got my first guitar, which I've had plenty of them since then, but that was very important to me because ever since I was a kid, this is all I wanted to do.
Really?
I never wanted to do anything else but sing, and I still don't want to do that. I do have another job, and I cut trees and stuff like that, but I love doing that too. So life is great.
Well, I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas with your family. Yeah, we are going to have a good one. And I just hope that I have the opportunity to see Kendall play sometime over the month of December. And so I just want to tell you that go see what Kendall's doing. Go look at Rocket Right Entertainment. And just remember, if you're going to rock it, make sure you rock it right. And we'll be back next week with Dr. K. Solar and a bunch of people that you're going to enjoy seeing. We'll be right back.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Rocket Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is brought to you by these generous sponsors. Partners One, better barter for Baton Rouge and beyond.
Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, Advantage Health Solutions with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, Hightower Dental Concepts with Dr. Leah Larson, City Group Hospitality including City Pork Brasserie and Bar, City Pork Catering, City Slice, City Taco, Rouge Creole, and Beau Soleil.
Talent 360 Consulting with Vicki Little, Jeff Taylor, Realtor and Forester with Whitetail Properties. The 3rd Street Songwriters Festival. Elite Chiropractic with Dr. Ron Mcmorris. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. Thank you for making our show possible.